Salut à toutes et à tous, c'est Krayn. On se retrouve aujourd'hui pour un nouvel épisode de notre aventure sur Game of Thrones, le jeu Telltale, donc un jeu narratif dans l'univers du Trône de Fer. On joue un membre de la famille Forrester. La dernière fois, on a joué Gared, l'écuyer de Lord Forrester. La maison Forrester, c'est une maison alliée à la maison Stark. Ça se passe à l'époque des Noces Pourpres, donc un moment de la série assez marquant. Et qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ? La maison Forrester, les Forrester se sont fait attaquer. Apparemment, il y a beaucoup de gens qui sont morts. Nous, on s'est enfuis et en rentrant, on s'est aperçu que les Bolton avaient mis la main basse sur notre région, sur notre pays, et ont tué notre famille. On a essayé de se venger, on a tué des gens qu'il fallait pas, et comme punition, on a été envoyé au mur, donc rejoindre la Night Watch. Et donc, on s'est arrêté là, et donc là maintenant, on va probablement jouer un nouveau personnage, peut-être le nouveau Lord Forrester. C'est parti, continue l'épisode. Ah oui, avant de continuer, je vous ai demandé la dernière fois si vous préfériez que je laisse la cam ou non. Les avis sont assez mitigés. Donc ce que je vais faire pour cette fois-ci, je vais enlever la cam, et moi je vais faire le jeu au casque aussi parce que c'est plutôt cool. Hop, c'est parti, immersion totale. Le casque est en position. Continuer, épisode 1. Pas oublier de remettre le clavier en QWERTY.
Ethan? Ethan!
Donc Ethan Forrester, le nouveau lord de la maison Forrester. Il avait pas prévu de le faire si jeune, mais bon.
I couldn't find him. Could you?
He hides too well, and if he were smart, he would reveal himself.
I don't like this game anymore. Maybe
Ils sont pas très forts à
happened to him.
cache-cache apparemment.
Ethan's fine. He's just forgotten this is a game.
Allez, je vais être gentil.
You found me! Well done, Ryan.
Voilà,
Don't
son frère est
worry.
content.
It's just a game, Ryan.
Stupid game. I don't like it.
He was worried you were gone.
I thought we'd never find you again.
I'm right here. And I promise, I'm not going anywhere.
I wish Mira was here. And Asher. And Roderick.
I do too. But Mira's in King's Landing and
Can't she come home? I don't want her to die too.
Ryan,
C'est marrant parce que je découvre les noms en français.
I promise you.
J'ai lu les bouquins en anglais, vu la série en anglais. Je savais pas que King's Landing c'était Port-Réal.
Maester Ortengrin said he got sent to the wall. I'll miss Gared. He was nice.
I don't know what he did to get sent away like that.
He'll be fine. Gared is smart.
No one will tell me what Gared did, but it must have been serious. I heard Duncan and Sir Royland talking. They said someone will come here looking for revenge.
Everyone's worried about you, but I'm not. I know you'll protect us.
Who said they're worried about me?
Well, Sir Royland for one. He says you can't fight very well.
What?
And he calls you a milksop.
Sir Royland forgets
On
himself.
va rien dire.
After all, you are the lord of the house now.
Pour le côté
What
mystérieux.
does milksop mean?
I don't know, but I know it's not good. Ethan, you should let Sir Royland teach you how to wield a sword, like a man. He taught Roderick and Asher, and he even showed me how to fight. Properly, I mean.
A lord should know how to fight.
Do you remember when we were younger? When we all used to play here? You, me, Roderick, Asher. We'd all be out here for hours.
Yeah. Where was I?
You weren't born yet.
We had so much fun. But then, well, then everything changed. Roderick became so serious, the Lord in training, and he never smiled anymore. And Asher just got angry.
Le poids des
at
responsabilités.
everything. Promise me you won't be like that. Please, just be you. I like you the way you are. I know a lord has many responsibilities.
Allez, on va lui
You
promettre de
don't
pas
need to
changer.
be
Ça va la
like
rassurer.
I promise, I won't change.
Good, because I'd rather have a brother than a lord.
We'll have to have both, I'm afraid.
But since you're the new lord, you can do anything you want.
I suppose.
Everyone will have to do as you say. So I could have all the sweets I want.
Perds pas le
Only
nord.
that simple. It would be nice if someone did what I wanted for once.
Allez, soyons sérieux.
Ethan will be a good lord. A proper lord.
That's not how it works.
Well, that's how it should work. You are the Lord.
Quand je suis à Polgan, je veux 3 pour avoir tous les desserts.
Lord Ethan, you're needed in the Great Hall at once. Quickly, on your feet.
What's the matter?
Lord Whitehill has arrived, unannounced and certainly unexpected.
Ah,
He's come demanding justice.
les Whitehill, donc
Can't
affiliés
you
au
meet
Bolton.
Duncan?
Des gens très bien.
He is the Castellan.
Stay with us. Please, Ethan.
He's demanding an audience with the Lord. We really must go.
It's your decision. You are the lord.
If I were Lord, I would command Ethan to stay. With his family.
Moi, je vais le suivre parce que
Lord
les
Whitehill
relations
is a
diplomatiques,
mean
c'est
old man
important.
anyways.
Fine. If that's what's required of me.
Very well then.
Attention, un personnage détestable va faire son apparition.
They showed up unannounced. Lord
Ah non, ils sont pas
Whitehill's
encore là.
in a lather. I assume you explained to Lord Ethan why they're here.
Business with Gared. I told him.
Lord Whitehill knows Gared is a squire to this house. Or was, I suppose.
Was. It makes no difference. The Whitehills were clearly in the wrong, so don't give him any satisfaction. Out there, you were decisive and firm. Now do it again with these bastards.
Let's not do something rash. Things are bad enough as it is.
Bon, allez, on est sûr de nous.
I can handle Lord Whitehill.
Well said, my lord.
Now is not the time to anger Lord Whitehill any more than he already is. He's got 5 times as many men, and the backing of House Bolton.
All the more reason to stand up for ourselves. Only cowards and dead men roll over.
Ah.
Lord Ethan, is it? My condolences for your father and brother.
C'est ça, ouais.
The late Lord Forrester was no friend to me or my house. My only regret is I wasn't there to drive the dagger into his heart myself.
J'ai tenté la diplomatie.
I've been waiting for this day all my life. The Forresters finally get their due.
Allez, montrons qu'on est plus
My
intelligent.
father died a hero, fighting for the North against traitors and oath-breakers.
Aye. And look where that got him.
J'aurais pas dû lui serrer la main, je sais pas.
And no bread and salt! What kind of fucking house receives a lord with no fucking bread and salt? You bloody amateur. No courtesies. I should have expected as much.
Du pain et du sel, allez hop.
Forresters.
Fetch Lord Whitehill some bread and salt. It was an oversight, Lord Whitehill. I promise it won't
Bon,
happen
apparemment, c'est
again.
bien quand même.
Not likely. You Forresters have shit on us for generations. Well, now the Starks are no longer around to have your back, are they? We're the power in the north now.
Il manque des informations hein, parce que j'ai bien envie de lui parler mal, mais derrière il y a quand même tout un peuple, il y a des gens à qui penser.
You cunt.
Lord Ethan, you're losing control of this.
That's enough, Lord Whitehill.
I'm not finished. Maybe if you hadn't been so fucking greedy with the ironwood, things would have been different between us.
You squandered your share.
Our share was taken from us. We had no fucking choice but to harvest what was left.
What is it you want, Lord Whitehill?
Le but c'est de rester diplomate mais ferme.
Your man, the squire. We were minding our own business, keeping the king's peace, as his lordship here said, when your man attacked us for no reason.
Hear that? Attacked for no reason.
On va rien dire, juste pour voir ce qu'ils disent
It
derrière.
was your man who started it. How do you answer for your squire, Lord Ethan? He acted in your name. And you are the Lord
On va te faire
of
ça.
this house.
We lost people too, Lord Whitehill. Your men murdered his entire family.
You lost pig farmers, not soldiers. C'est
marrant, il n'y a pas de choix en disant que on s'en est occupé, etc.
I know he's here. What have you done with him?
He was sent to the wall.
Who the fuck sent him to the wall? Answer me! Who's the one who did it?
Allez, on va prendre la responsabilité.
I did.
What? That was my justice to deliver, boy. And you denied me of it. I'm not leaving until I have my justice. Now bring me the coward who did it, or you'll answer to Roose Bolton. What kind of fucking house is this?
A house of honorable men.
Lady Forrester.
You bellow like a wounded boar, Lord Whitehill. Have you forgotten your manners?
I mean no disrespect to you, my lady, considering your losses and all. But this is not over.
It's over when my son says it is.
Alors on va dire merci d'être venu.
Thank you for coming, Lord Whitehill.
Ethan is Lord of Ironrath now. By rights his word is law here. If that displeases you,
L'enchaînement est un peu bizarre
then I
parfois sur
trust
les
you can
réponses,
find
ça
the
manque de
door.
subtilité.
That lad may be lord of this house, but Lord Bolton will have the final say. I'll send him a raven letting him know a Forrester man killed one of his own. That the new Lord Forrester lied to my face and denied me my justice.
J'ai pas
Then
menti,
we'll
hein, j'ai dit
see
la vérité.
whose word is law.
Alors je vais rien dire. J'avais très envie de lui dire que c'est un lâche.
Bastard.
Toi t'aurais dû mourir toi. Hein.
You must find your voice, my lord. Your enemies will interpret your silence as a sign of weakness.
You were brave, my son. But you'll need to be braver still when Ramsay Snow arrives to see you bend the
Ramsay.
knee. Prepare a raven. We need to send word to Mira in King's Landing at once.
Ça annonce toujours des moments très plaisants. Ah,
Your sister can help us. Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie
Mira
Tyrell's
Forrester.
favor. And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king
Le
may
red
be
clip.
enough to keep the Boltons at
D'accord,
bay.
Donjon Rouge, Port-Réal. Mais
If
ceci dit,
it's
c'est bien
presented
traduit.
to
Hein.
her as it should be.
Alors, on peut fouiller. Bon, vas-y. C'est ma chambre ou... Il y a de l'or. Une broche de haut jardin. High Garden.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Elena. Asher sent me this coin to remember him. What a strange place, Essos.
Alors, ferrugier brut.
Ethan made this for me.
Ils ont l'air tellement dépressifs dans cette série. Regardons déjà ce que c'est. Ok, c'était très intéressant, merci beaucoup. Maintenant on va le lire.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Qu'elle l'a pas envoyé encore. Alors, on peut se déplacer. Nous pouvons regarder un gros livre poussiéreux.
Wonders Made by Man, by Lomas Longstrider. A gift from Roderick.
Non mais... Bon, elle a dû... peut-être qu'elle a
I
appris
hope
toute
to
sa
see them
famille.
all someday.
J'espère tous les... Non, elle sait pas en plus. Elle sait pas, elle a juste l'air très déprimée de base. Comment? Ah, c'est pas passé. Hop. Voilà, je suis en QWERTY, je me disais bien. Alors là, on peut regarder la vue.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Je suis désolé, hein, mais je me moque. Mais... Une lettre de sa mère.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Tu soupires? Non, tu veux pas soupirer une petite fois? Non, il y a quelqu'un qui arrive, probablement Marjorie. Je sais pas pourquoi, j'ai ça dans mes souvenirs. Ah oui, j'arrive. C'est qui?
One moment.
Non, rien à voir.
Sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Bon. Allez.
No, it's fine. Come in.
Donc il s'occupe de nettoyer, c'est ça? Non, il dépose des trucs.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you alright? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
Allons.
I'm just worried about my family.
Voilà.
Ah,
Partageons de lui nos informations. Il va pouvoir
of course,
les rapporter à Varys ou je ne sais qui.
kind to me.
Please hurry if you can. Lady Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady. You work for Lady Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
I'm her handmaiden.
That's what I thought. I've seen you with her before. You seem like good friends. I saw Lady Marjorie just this morning, outside the Royal Sept, talking to Queen Cersei.
Cersei?
They appeared to be having some sort of disagreement. I couldn't hear much, but it was definitely an argument.
Why are you telling me this?
C'est vrai que c'est un peu louche, quelqu'un qu'on connaît pas.
arguing about House Forrester and...
House Forrester?
I thought you'd like to know. Forgive me if I was mistaken. I hope you're not in any kind of trouble. Most people don't tend to notice a call boy. Not in King's Landing, with so many lords and ladies about. You see and hear all sorts of things when people don't even know you're there.
Du coup, on pose pas de questions pour savoir un petit peu plus à propos de notre maison? Apparemment non. Ah.
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk.
Et donc, c'est bien l'actrice qui parle.
There's something we must discuss. From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
My family wrote me, my lady.
I don't doubt they must be overcome with grief. But you must
Non,
not
si on est au courant.
despair. We will get through this
C'est peut-être pour ça qu'on
together.
est déprimé, alors ça va.
You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself.
How did you respond?
I told her you are one of my most trusted handmaidens, that you can hardly be blamed for the actions of your father and brother. Nonetheless, she demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any
On va lui
conflict
demander
with
ce qu'elle doit
Cersei
dire.
with the wedding so near.
What do I say?
Find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
C'est le jeu de la cour de toute façon.
See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us.
Il y a des yeux et des oreilles partout.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Good luck.
Du coup, on va voir Cersei. Ah, il y a une Tyrion.
You can do this.
Ah, on doit avancer par nous-mêmes. Ce qui rajoute au côté dramatique de la scène. Je ne peux pas faire des zigzags. J'ai essayé, ça ne marche pas.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Comment on va? Est-ce qu'on a un choix? Incliner la tête, rester... Incliner la tête, c'est bien ça.
I am honored, Your Grace.
Yet not honored enough to kneel, I see.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your
J'aurais dû
pardon, Your
imaginer,
Grace.
j'y ai pensé en plus sur le moment.
I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he?
Allez, notre loyauté n'a jamais vacillé.
House Forrester's loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I see. And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
They were the wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Perhaps too clever for her own good.
The girl did say their loyalty was unwavering.
She has a talent for equivocation, yet I question what she really thinks. Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Roose Bolton also served the Starks, Your Grace.
Non, je pense que là, elle va me défoncer, là.
And proved his loyalty to the crown by bringing their house to a swift and sudden end. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will
Ça me fait tellement mal de lui donner une réponse nette de ce qu'elle veut entendre, alors c'est ce que veut Marjorie en plus.
But I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forrester Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Our talent is unrivaled, Your Grace. Forrester Ironwood
Ça
is
c'est
highly
pour
sought
rappeler
after
qu'on
in the
est...
Seven Kingdoms.
So I'm told. And exceeded only by your lack of
On peut leur
humility.
procurer des choses qui les intéressent.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Allez.
I won't dishonor myself, Your Grace.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle.
C'est horrible, hein, parce que je sais pas du tout... Qu'est-ce qu'elle attend exactement? Qu'est-ce que...
Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl? If only one could flit through life without
J'avoue que je lui donne pas une seule véritable opinion depuis tout à
There's
l'heure.
a point to this. I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
would... Let the girl answer the question. Go on.
Allez.
My loyalties would never conflict, Your Grace.
That's a coward's answer. I will not have my time wasted by a northern girl who thinks she can play games.
Tu joues à un jeu depuis tout à l'heure. Oh là là! Oh là là! J'ai envie de dire Lady Marjorie, mais je pense qu'elle préfère que je dise mon roi.
The king, of course.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
Parce que je pense pas que Marjorie veuille que je dise que je...
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
J'espère qu'on va devenir badass.
Not surprising, I suppose.
On va faire des trucs de ouf.
Girl, but not very encouraging either. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Oh, j'aurais dû dire l'autre. Oh, je sais pas. Ah, c'est horrible cette scène.
This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you.
C'est pas facile d'agir autrement, enfin sans penser à ce qu'on connaît déjà des personnages.
Declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart.
J'en ai trop dit là.
My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house.
J'ai pas bien compris ce qu'il veut qu'on fasse.
Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous. In fact, forget I even suggested such a thing.
Ah, on va dire oui.
I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
On va dire que notre loyauté de base c'est à notre famille et que on est prêt à tout, même si on a dit qu'on n'était pas prêt à tout.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Ils l'ont quand même fait plutôt beau gosse Tyrion comparé à la description dans le livre.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
It didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather...
Ça pareil, on sait pas exactement qui c'est ce personnage. On va partir du principe que c'est notre ami, mais... T'as envie de faire confiance à personne dès que t'es dans ton trône de fer.
Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jamie, I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah?
What? It's true. And
Enfin,
over
avec
in
Jamie les beaux gosses.
Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
You'll get us in trouble.
We're just having some fun. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie
Ah, c'est pas
well,
facile. Allez, pour ma
which
famille
is more
ici.
than you can say for his
Vu
mother.
le contexte,
I'd
c'est
marry
sûr qu'on
anyone
accepte.
if it helped my family.
Right, of course. Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well?
On va
I'm
s'excuser.
sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira. I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
It doesn't matter what you feel. It only matters what you say.
You learn very
Voilà,
quickly.
on a compris le jeu, c'est bon.
Your words to Cersei were brave, but I know you must fear what the Boltons might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
On va demander son aide.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
Bah allez, on tente. Avoir confiance dans Game of Thrones, c'est la meilleure attitude à avoir.
Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa.
My mother feels it is urgent, my lady. She's unfamiliar with King's Landing and its politics. I hope you can understand that.
Bon, ça va la réponse. C'est difficile, hein, j'ai vraiment du mal à savoir quoi dire. Hein.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Ah, c'est bien parce qu'ils ont bien su retranscrire l'ambiguïté de tout ce qu'il faut dire et tout ce qui peut avoir un impact d'un point de vue politique. Malheureusement, je pense que ça n'influe pas réellement. La route de le bois au loup. Petite pause. On va donc s'arrêter là pour cette session. Apparemment, on jouera Gared pour la prochaine fois. Du coup, hop, je réapparais. On peut enlever le casque. En tout cas, c'est sympa de le faire au casque. Moi, j'aime bien, j'étais vraiment plongé dedans. Non, vraiment, sur cet épisode, ce que je retiens, c'est qu'on a eu l'impression de voir toutes les... un petit peu, il y avait plein de rouages, et de ne pas savoir si on mettait un rouage au bon endroit, ce que ça allait donner derrière. Bon, ça reste du jeu Telltale, encore une fois, je pense que ça n'a pas vraiment d'impact la façon dont on répond. Ce qui est un petit peu dommage, ce qui est vraiment un des gros reproches que j'ai à faire au jeu Telltale. Par contre, l'ambiance est là, l'ambiance est véritablement là, ça me donne envie de savoir la suite. Bon, j'avais fait l'épisode 1 et l'épisode 2 déjà, mais je vous avoue que je me souviens de 2-3 éléments, mais de pas du reste, donc ça reste de la redécouverte. Et du coup, la prochaine fois, on va voir un petit peu ce que voudra Gared. Bon, je vous fais des bisous, et je vous dis à très bientôt pour un nouvel épisode. Ciao, ciao tout le monde.